Yo, what's up, family? What's good, everybody? Grateful for everybody who's here live. Thank you for all the people who are on the recording. Guys, I got a lot of info to share. I'm going to jump right into it today. Let me pause this music. Sheesh, let's go. Man, are we in some interesting times, guys? We are in some super interesting times. The opportunities are really abundant right now. And my main goal for today's class is going to be educating on you guys on what to be doing, what I'm doing in this bear market, how we can take advantage of the downswing in the markets, and some lessons I've learned since being in the crypto market. Guys, I got introduced to Bitcoin 2017, October. I was in school. I remember seeing Bitcoin. First time I ever saw Bitcoin was in 2013. I don't know what it was, but it dawned on me what Bitcoin was, the blockchain. In 2017, I bought my first Bitcoin at $6,000. Then I saw it go to 20K. I was hooked. I went all in. And if you guys know, if you studied the markets, shortly after 2017, right in the beginning of 2018, the markets tanked and we entered into a bear market. So I've been through a full cycle before. I want to share you guys some of the lessons I learned, some of the things I wish I did, some of the things I did well. And yeah, we're just here to learn, to grow. Guys, I'm here to share how I approach the crypto markets. I'm an investor in the markets, guys. I'm not really much of a day trader. I'm here to take advantage of what I believe to be generational wealth building opportunities in this market. Right? I'm going to explain that further. But again, before we go into the class, guys, I just want to congratulate you guys who are here learning, who are investing in themselves, spending that time, spending that energy into your process. Because a lot of people want to be rich. A lot of people want to be free, but not a lot of people show up. Not a lot of people put in the work. So if you're here, you're on the session, you're doing what you need to do. Keep going, guys. You're killing it. And I just want to show that gratitude to you guys for being here today. You guys trust yourself. Just put in the work, guys. Trust me, it'll pay off. It's like people who want to get fit and they don't go to the gym and they wonder why they're not fit. It's the same people when they invest in themselves with trading education, investing education. You got to show up to class. But since you're here, congratulations, guys. You're doing what you need to do. And just a reminder, don't play yourself, guys. Consistency is what wins in this game. So also, just side comment, guys, if you have any questions or comments, they're definitely welcomed in the chat. I'll address them probably at the end. And if there's something relevant, we can talk about it right away. But all comments and questions are appreciated in the chat box. So yeah, guys, I want to dive right in right now to the fundamentals of what's going on. We are officially in a recession, official today, right? For the U.S. economy and the world economy, for that matter, having two negative quarters in a row, right? Today's July 1st. So today's the beginning of quarter 3 in the financial markets, but two negative quarters in a row officially means that we are in a recession. And I'm sure everybody here is feeling it. I'm sure everybody is well aware. That shouldn't be a surprise to anybody, considering how high inflation is, considering the markets are all down, considering just what's going on in the world with Ukraine, with Russia, with COVID over the last couple of years, right? We are in unprecedented times in the macro scale. And again, guys, I like to focus on the macro. And I'm going to be doing these calls every 2 weeks. So the next session will be on the 14th. Yeah, 15th will be the next Friday, 2 weeks from now on the Friday. So I'm going to be keeping you guys filled in on the macro scale, what you guys need to know as investors in this space, right? And just catching us all up to current times, going over that stuff. But when it regards to cryptocurrencies and what's happening in the crypto market, if you guys have been paying attention, I'm going to shut up my source. A lot of times, guys, the place to get information in the crypto world is definitely Twitter. All right. If you're not plugged into Twitter right now, definitely go on to Twitter. You can follow me over there, La Crypto Savage or Crypto Lasav, one of those things. You'll find me on there. You can look at some of the people that I retweet. I like to retweet the good sources. I like to shout out people on there. But that's definitely the place to stay plugged in. And if you've been on crypto Twitter lately, you can definitely get the vibes of like, shit, this is bad. Like this is really bad. Like if you've been involved in the space and you heard of Luna basically was the big domino that has started to cause a lot of insolvency in the market. What do I mean by insolvency I mean, a lot of people in crypto, a lot of people, a lot of big hedge funds, a lot of big players are very overexposed, meaning they took on too much risk, right? And then when Luna crashed, a lot of people got that margin call, got that wake up, some loans that they took out, right? If you had Luna, essentially all of your net worth was wiped out in that position. I know some people who were very deep in Luna, right? And it's just another reminder, guys, of safe risk management and how volatile the space can be. Because yes, was 2021 the most amazing year ever for crypto? Quite potentially, right? We can't forget the fact that major countries adopted Bitcoin, major hedge funds got involved with Bitcoin, major institutions are building blockchain industries, major countries are creating regulation. The space is very bullish, but obviously we go through these cycles. And fundamentally right now, we can't avoid the fact that we're in a recession. The Federal Reserve is raising interest rates, and crypto funds and major players are going bankrupt. All of that is going to continue to create downward pressure on price. So fundamentally speaking, I still think we have a lot more bearishness to come. That's just the fundamentals. When it comes to the fact that Luna went under, there's a huge hedge fund called Three Arrows Capital, 3AC for short. They are now rumored to be insolvent, unable to pay their debts, over leveraged. It's another huge hedge fund, and anybody who they had loaned money to or took loans from them, obviously those dominoes continue to fall, starting with Luna, now 3AC, then Celsius just this last week, another major lender, another major provider, another major crypto platform is rumored to be insolvent. They suspended all withdrawals. They suspended basically all trading activity on the platform. And importantly, they are bankrupt, right? And so you have a lot of people going under right now. My message with that, right? Wherever you're at right now with your crypto portfolio, right? Be prepared for potentially worse, right? But the big thing that I see with all this, and it's the whole point of the crypto space to begin with, is if the keys aren't in your hands, it's not your crypto. So I do feel somewhat bad for the people who have their funds locked in Celsius, who can't get it out, maybe have their funds in some of those other platforms that can't get them out. But at the same time, I don't, because if you don't understand crypto, you don't understand the point of what this whole technology is about, which is this technology to me is about sovereignty of money. The fact that you can actually own and control your own money. You do not need to leave your money in a bank, in a lender, in an exchange. And in fact, now we are seeing the exact reason why you shouldn't, because these exchanges are ran by people. People get greedy, right? I'm not going to let somebody else's greed and insolvency cause me to lose my funds, right? And so if you don't have your funds safely secured in your own cold storage, private wallet, you don't have those keys to the crypto, it's not your crypto, right? And we're seeing how the market's reacting to things like that happening. I'm just glad that I've been educated properly. Shout out to the IM Academy, shout out to DCX, shout out to the Trade House. And that's exactly why I do this, because this information is vitally important for you to keep your funds safe, for you to retain that ownership of your funds, right? So always, always, always secure your funds in a safe wallet. That is the utmost importance. If you're going to get involved in this space, do not leave your funds to somebody else. Secure them. That is the whole point, guys. That is the whole point of crypto, right? So got some notes for you guys, just making sure I'm hitting all of them. Let's jump into the technicals, though. I think that's everybody's favorite thing. Looking at the charts, seeing where we're at, creating price predictions. Everyone loves that. So I'm going to kind of give you my technical breakdown of where we're at, what's going on. Appreciate you, Bobby Shampoo. So yeah, guys, we're going to be just focused on macro timeframes here, being on doing these calls every 2 weeks. As you can see, the June candle, just closed yesterday night, right? And it was quite a bearish candle. Honestly, being one of the most bearish candles we've ever seen in crypto. But like I said, not a surprise considering the fundamentals, guys. And also one more note on the fundamentals. Where we're at with the recession, guys, people don't have money to spare. Times are going to get harder. jobs are going to be cut. The prices of everything is going up. The cost of living, rent, food, gas. As prices continue to climb and as we go deeper into the recession, I think these markets will continue to retrace deeper, simply because of the fact that that's just how money cycle works. When there's less money available, assets like Bitcoin, considered a risky, volatile asset, people have less money for things like that, even stocks, right? And so we're going to continue to see downward movements as long as they continue to raise interest rates. And where we currently stand in the world today, the Federal Reserve is still king, guys. Federal Reserve still controls money. They control the issuance of it. They can reel it back in, which is what they're doing, right? And as long as you see those rates continue to get hiked, you can expect these markets to continue to decline, right? So fundamentally speaking, everything's lining up and the technicals line up as well. So let's look at what happened. Let's look at what's going on, right? And I just pointed out before I got in that spiel that, where's my little drawer? There it is. This last bearish candle we have right here, yikes. I mean, if you're looking at some of the biggest bearish candles we've ever had in crypto history, you know, it's right up there as one of the worst months we've seen in the space ever, right? So all things considered, crypto is taking a shit, honestly, just to be real with you guys, right? And honestly, I think it can continue to go further. So I want to zoom out with you guys and show you this is something that's not out of the ordinary at all for cryptocurrency. As we can see here, this is a log scale, which I encourage you guys to look at on your chart. So your chart doesn't look like this, right? You can make it a log scale, so it puts things into perspective a lot better. As we can see, this is a completely normal cycle. And for some of you, this might be Bitcoin crypto 101s, but I know some people are here that don't know this. So guys, if you don't know, every 4 years, crypto goes through a cycle like this. It's cyclical, as is all the markets, as is nature. Human beings have patterns, they repeat those patterns. And so we've seen in the past, we've seen Bitcoin grow tremendously, and then we've seen it drop tremendously, right? And then we see it grow tremendously, and then we see it drop tremendously. And so we're in yet again another one of those cycles where we've seen Bitcoin grow, and now we're experiencing that drop. Currently, let me remeasure that, get a little more precise. Currently, from the all-time highs, we are down about, the current price, we're down about 70%. So let's take a look here. How much have we dropped in the past? Well, the first time we made a big crash, Bitcoin dropped, let me measure that a little better. It was in the way. Bitcoin dropped almost 87%. And that was over a period of 15 bars, which is a monthly chart. So that was over a period of a year and 3 months. That was 5 quarters of price action being bearish. Let's see what happened in 2018 when I first got involved in the market. Bitcoin dropped over 13 bars, which is 13 months, over 14 bars, a year and 2 months. It dropped 85%, 84.32%. And so guys, where we're at right now, go from that high to right here. We're down 75% and we're 9 bars in, right? 8 bars in, we're 8 months into this bear market. But if we even just look at the past examples, history suggests that we have anywhere from 5 to 6 to 7 to 8 more months of this and potentially another 10% drawdown. I think potentially even more, right? Because history does rhyme, but it doesn't necessarily repeat itself every time. And we're going to look into some of these technical price patterns and where price could go. But my suggestion, my point in showing you that is that this is completely normal. This is completely normal for this space, for this to be happening right now. So what that means is that you shouldn't be freaking out. There's no reason to be panicking. There's no reason to be giving up on this. One of the lessons that I wish I would have known, one of the lessons from me getting involved and having experienced all of this price action, guys, I got into the market first time right here, right? And in the first 3 months of crypto was amazing. I know a lot of people probably have got in here and their first couple months in crypto was amazing, right? One of the lessons I learned from my first cycle was that Once price started dropping and started getting consolidating, started not really moving anymore, things got kind of boring. And I remember this candle this month, and it was like, oh man, like, is this really over? Is this really over? But reminder, you zoom out, know that this is normal. But me being in the market, me not having the experience, me having the first time having my money invested, first time being involved with long-term investments of this type, it was sort of scary. I'm not gonna lie. I remember that. I remember that fear. It was very tangible. It was like, shit, dude, did I mess up? Guys, I took student loans for my last semester of school and threw them all in this market, right? Didn't end up graduating. I went on traveling with Mike and Kevin and John to Puerto Rico. The rest is history. If you know the story, you know the story. It's not the call for that. But to be honest, one of the things I think everybody looking back always will say that they regret in bear markets, and one of my biggest regrets is that I didn't buy enough in this price range. I didn't pay enough attention to what the market was doing when I was in this price range. I kind of, not gonna lie, I kind of put it on the side, right? But the lesson is that when the market is dropping like this, obviously hindsight is 2020, but that's when the market presents the best opportunities to get into this market, to take advantage of the fear. Warren Buffett says it. When others are fearful, that is the time to begin to get greedy, right? But let me issue a little bit of a caution with that. It's not quite that max fear yet. But my 2 cents, where we're going. I think the markets could definitely slow down. I think we're definitely due for more time for the market to drop. But that is the golden opportunity to be doing things like this, to be on calls like this, learning about the big picture, learning about the fundamentals, doing your research, accumulating more. This is the time where the millionaires, the next winners, are going to be born. Because I think everybody has that lesson now, if you've been involved in this bull market, should have sold more when it was a bull market, should have bought more when it was a bear market. It's common sense, but it really is very difficult when you see crypto hedge funds going insolvent, recession coming, potentially a depression coming, right? When there's blood on the streets, when everybody's talking shit about crypto, when most people are going for the exits, that's in fact time that you need to be forging your swords, building your plan, developing the understanding, developing the conviction behind investing in this space, developing that reason. Because then the next time the market inevitably goes off like this, you'll be the one selling here, here, here. You won't be the one buying, right? And that's the name of the game, guys. So again, I'm a long-term investor. I'm looking at this for the long term. And the price point that stands out to me, guys, we don't even have to analyze this chart like crazy. If you know smart money concepts, you know. If you don't, get educated, right? Plug yourself in. There's rhymes and patterns and rhythms in these markets that seriously will change your life when you learn them. But I'm a buyer, guys. I'm a buyer, absolute buyer right here. That candle to me, this is the COVID candle, right? March 2020. The market's absolutely tanked. But what happened right there? They just reversed and ran off to do spectacular things from that low to that high. That's where the open orders are, guys. That is where I have my eyes, right? Bitcoin under $10,000 is a steal. Oh my gosh. Bitcoin under $10,000 is a steal, right? But to be perfectly honest, what I'm transparent with my investing strategy, I've already begun to invest. I've already begun to average in, right? I'm averaging in very, very lightly. I'm nibbling, as Jordan Morgan would say. But right there, that's where my eyes are for major, major, major Bitcoin accumulation, right? Under that $10,000 mark. As soon as Bitcoin goes under $10,000, those weekly dollar cost averages will be getting quadrupled, like 10x. Like, that's where I have my eyes are for technical analysis, right there in that candle, guys. So if you have any questions about that. And for those of you now, I want to kind of explain that 4-year cycle. I mentioned it in the past. I wanted to give you a little more insight into that, guys. And for those of you who know, this would be basics, right? But there's a thing in Bitcoin. And one of the reasons why people like myself are so bullish on this, so bullish on this currency, so bullish on Bitcoin as a monetary policies, because guys, most of us have lived our whole lives thinking that money and currency are the same. At least I did, right? And it wasn't until I learned about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency that I realized what the difference between money and currency was, right? Currency is something you can spend, something that you can transact with, and so is money, right? They have very similar properties. They're very similar. There's one key difference between money and currency, though. And they will never teach you this in school. And if anyone has a chance, if anyone knows what I'm talking about, what's the difference between money and currency? Drop it in the chat if you know. There's one key difference. And this is honestly something that I find I'm so passionate about, because they don't teach you about this stuff. They don't teach you that dollars are a currency. They are not money. Why did I say that, guys? Think about that. So far, they discontinue this. Why did I say that dollars are money, or dollars are currency and not money? What I'm bringing up here, guys, is the chart of the overall dollars in existence. And as you can see, and this has been a trend that's not just recent, not just relative. We can see here 2020, it absolutely took off, and they don't even record this chart. This chart is discontinued now, guys. They're making so much money, they can't track it. It can't be manipulated in the same way money is. Essentially, yes. Isn't money supposed to be backed up and currency isn't? Essentially, yes. Essentially, yes. You guys are right on it. To put it in the most simple terms, money holds value. Currency does not. And this is just economics 101, guys. Supply and demand. We can see here the supply of money, of currency. I need to be very careful with these words. The supply of US dollars as currency is continually going up. So what does that mean for the existing currency? It's becoming worth, it's the worth of the currency is becoming less and less over time. Because if you increase the supply of something, there's more of it. It loses its value. And that's the key difference between money and currency. Is money is something that holds its value because of scarcity. Because of scarcity. Now, when we look at the dollars and we look at how the amount of dollars continually goes up, and they made a shitload in COVID, and now they don't even track how much money there is. That is exactly why something like Bitcoin is so attractive, because Bitcoin works the exact opposite way the dollar does. The amount of Bitcoin that is created over time goes down. Unlike the dollar, which means the dollar, there's more and more dollars available every year. Bitcoin is the opposite, meaning that there's less and less Bitcoin available every year. And Bitcoin has a fixed amount, and there will never, ever be any more than that. Bitcoin is capped at 21 million units. There will never, ever be more than 21 million Bitcoin in the world. And currently, we're already at 19 million Bitcoin out in existence. $21 million Bitcoin. That's it, guys. I want to pause there, and I want you to wrap your head around that. They create more and more dollars every year. They created so many dollars, they don't even keep track of them anymore. You saw the chart said disclaimer, discontinued. There are 19 million Bitcoin in existence, and there's a max supply of 21 million. Bitcoin is very scarce, guys. When Bitcoin drops below $10,000, I think that will be the last opportunity any regular person, any person who doesn't come from wealth, that will be the last opportunity any regular person ever has at achieving a whole Bitcoin. Because inevitably, Bitcoin is going to take off and skyrocket again. Because it's priced in dollars, guys. that's a whole nother thing. When you price something in something dollars, there's always more and more dollars. Why do stocks, houses, things that are actually scarce and valuable that you can't just instantly create out of nothing always go up in terms of dollars? Is it because that they're more valuable, or is it because dollars are less valuable? Right? And that's a whole nother economic spiel and conversation. But the key thing to know with Bitcoin is, okay, they make less and less Bitcoin every year. Well, when does that change? Guys, there's this thing called the Bitcoin halving. For those of you who know, you know. It happens every 4 years. The first time it happened, well, the second time it happened, first time it happened was actually, no, the second time happened in 2012. Yeah, second time it happened in 2012, happened in 2016, and it happened in 2020. Mate. And now that I put those yellow lines there signifying the halving, what does the halving mean? Guys, when Bitcoin was first created, they created 50 Bitcoin every 10 minutes. Then in 2012, that number, one day, an exact moment, got cut in half. And from 2012 to 2016, they made 25 Bitcoin a day. And on this day and this month, in 2016, there's a day, exact point in time, you can calculate it. That number, the amount of Bitcoin coming out, Bitcoin is made by miners, people who run the network. It's another conversation. Go to my YouTube if you want more information about mining. But in March 2016, they cut it in half. And look what happens, guys. What happens when you decrease the supply of something? It becomes more valuable. When you decrease the amount of supply coming out, people are like, oh man, there's not as much coming out anymore. I should get my hands on it. And oh my gosh, it's like this cycle repeats itself. More demand. Exactly. And we've seen it in the past. It's a very simple cycle, but history repeats itself. So when you have this halving, boom, price goes up. 2020. When you have all these dollars being created and you have less Bitcoin being created, boom, it goes up. And so I'm telling you guys, I'm educating you guys on this because for those of you, for the people that were aware when this was happening, that was a major opportunity to be grabbing Bitcoin, understanding, hey, even though everyone's talking about Bitcoin's dead, COVID's over, the world's over, the economy's crashing, like nobody uses Bitcoin anymore, it's all for drugs, it's for a scam. When you just realize the simple economic principles of what Bitcoin is, a currency system that allows anybody to own it, to really actually own their money. They can own it without having a bank. You can send this money to anywhere in the world at any time. And it's inherently scarce because we live in a digital world. We have digital money for a digital world. And this money, you know, whether you buy into it or not, everybody else is, right? And so the big thing to know is the next halving is coming, guys. It's coming. It's going to be Q2. Usually it's Q2. I don't know the exact, you can look it up. Let's look it up, guys. When is, oh, my keyboard's not working. There you go. May 4th, 2024. Let's put a gold line down there. So when, oh, that's March. When will be the next time that Bitcoin goes boom? That's so funny. Look at how I drew my purple box exactly that spot. That was on accident, but there's no such thing. There's no such thing as coincidence. When will the next time that Bitcoin goes crazy? I wonder if only like there's this huge thing that happens every 4 years that completely changes the supply and demand of something, which is how you determine value, right? So guys, big thing to know here, we have time. We got time. We really do. It's exciting. It's really exciting. Now, right now, is the absolutely best time to be getting involved in crypto. And the thing is, it's so funny because when was everybody excited about crypto? When were most people getting involved with crypto? This, right? And now the people that unfortunately didn't take profits, that weren't educated, that don't understand how market cycles, are probably in a world of hurt. It sucks. I've been there. It sucks when you put a lot of money into something and you see it get cut in half, go down 75%. And we could see it go down even further. And the further the market goes down, the more people are going to be forced to sell. The more people are going to give up on it. the more people are going to get out at the wrong time. Everybody knows that investing is about buying low and selling high. Yet, why does everybody buy high and sell low? Well, it has something to do with this. Because they get you through your emotions, right? They get you through your emotions. This is a cycle that plays out in every single market, every single commodity, all stocks, every market, cryptocurrencies, metals, because they know how the market knows how to play you. It knows that they can get everybody excited. We can put a bunch of news articles about the dollar dying. We can put a bunch of articles about crypto being the future. We put it all over CNBC. We talk about Dogecoin millionaires, Shiba Inu millionaires. Everyone gets excited. They get so thrilled. Oh my God, we're all going to get rich. Wag me. We're all going to make it. That's so bullshit. 95% of people aren't going to make it. You guys are going to make it because you're here in a bear market. You're here educating yourself. You're understanding, learning about these things, right? And I'd say right now where we're at in this cycle, we're probably in denial, right? There's a lot of people on crypto Twitter, a lot of crypto influencers that honestly are just, my ego wants to expose them. Certain people, even within our own company, guys, very prominent people that don't know what they're talking about. Oh, this is the bottom. We ain't at the bottom, guys. We ain't not at the bottom. But my higher self knows I've made the same mistake in the past. And my experience is just wishes that everybody can grow and learn from this, right? But I personally think we're in denial. A lot of people are thinking, we're at the bottom, 20K, that's the previous high. How many retail traders do you have drawing this support on their chart right now? Look at that. It was a previous resistance, now it turns support. We're not there yet, guys. Just given fundamentals, given interest rates, and just looking at this time frame, guys. Looking at this time frame. When we hit this high, right? That's 2018. We had 2 years of downward chopping action before we rallied again. We're 8 months in. I think we have a lot of downward chop, maybe consolidation, maybe more price moving down before we get that next catalyst that's going to take us higher. And so the next time the market drops, maybe we get some support, maybe we get a bounce, maybe we push back up into these levels. I'd be expecting a lot of sellers there, right? Maybe they get somebody in. This would definitely, I think, will be a part of it. You get some sort of relief rally, right? People will start panicking, and then more people are forced to sell. Right? Like I said, with the fundamentals, other hedge funds being forced to sell, people get mad, people get depressed, right? Because this is going to slowly grind and slowly drop to get the most amount of people out of this market as possible. They don't want you to win. They're not going to make this easy, guys. This is a generational wealth transfer. They're not going to make it easy. We're going to go lower and it's going to take time. But now let's change perspective. If you know that and you're ready for this, to me, I'm so excited. I'm so excited because this is, like I said, this is the last opportunity. I think it's good that the markets can present us to get ourselves whole Bitcoins. Recessions, depressions, market crashes are the greatest times of opportunity if you're prepared and if you're educated. They are the greatest opportunities in the world. And I think we're going to be presented with one of the best opportunities ever. One of the reasons why I'm so bullish on cryptocurrencies is because this is an entirely new asset class, guys. Stocks, housing market, those asset classes, for me, I'm 27. I was born in 1995. So I'm going to consider, I guess, a millennial, right between millennials and Generation Z. For people like me, maybe you guys can relate, the housing market and the stock market aren't really necessarily plausible ways for me to grow my wealth, for me to get wealthy. Why is that? Well, that's because there's been 3 generations before me that have absolutely exploited the hell out of it. The boomers, my parents, right? Generation X, the boomers, and even the people before them. The bull market of the stock market and housing market, those markets have been rising for 80 years. Those markets have been going up year after year after year, 8% returns every year in the S&P, right? A $30,000 house from the 50s is now worth $300,000. Those opportunities, in my opinion, for the average person have come and gone. There isn't those opportunities like in those markets. Those markets are oversaturated. People took advantage of them, right? Those are the previous generation's opportunities for wealth. And those markets went through their own cycles. They had crashes, they had dips, but the people that knew what they're doing, you buy and you hold, right? Because those are generational wealth building opportunities for those people in those times. And so for us, we don't have that opportunity. Those markets are oversaturated. The average person can't afford a $500,000 house. The average person doesn't have the minimums to invest in the stock market, right? And the returns just simply aren't there. And so when you look at an asset class like cryptocurrency, which is so innovative, it is built on technology called the blockchain. If you haven't been under a rock and you've heard about what the blockchain is, this is world-changing technology, right? This is similar to what the internet was. Imagine if you had the opportunity to invest in the internet and companies involved in the internet in the early 2000s. Guess what? A similar thing happened back then. They crashed the market. They got everybody out. And then the market, obviously, in the next 20 years was insane. The returns on Amazon stock, Google stock, right? Microsoft, insane. This star technology, bets on technology, guys. That's, I think, the best bet you can make in this modern world is an invention like this, Bitcoin, blockchain. This is internet money for anybody. Like I said, you can send it to anywhere at any time. You can safely secure it. Nobody can take you from it. And again, it's a technology. And then the thing I was saying with the boomers and the millennials, they don't own this asset class, guys. The world doesn't own this asset class like they do stocks and houses yet. This market is the one market that has not been oversaturated yet. It is still so new in its infancy. And again, this is a network. This is a network. The more people that use this, the more people that learn about this, the more people that understand and adopt this. What do you think that does to the value of it? Like sometimes I get I throw so much information, I get like even a little sidetracked and whirled with myself because it's like I'm so convicted and so bullish on this technology. I'm so excited about it. Really, I believe that this is that opportunity for our generation. But unfortunately, a lot of people are going to miss it. They're going to miss the boat. And it's dropping right now. And you got those people, told you so, man. I got so many people in my DMs. I've been involved with the space for a long time. So many people in my DMs. Bro, crypto's crashing. I'm like, yeah. They're like, did you lose all your money? I was like, no, I sold. I'm buying more now. Right? Observe the masses do the opposite. Because this, I think the next couple of months, the next couple of years, which is exactly why I'm going to do in this session, I'm going to be pointing you guys in the direction where I'm looking at. There's going to be new coins. There's going to be new sectors developed. There's going to be so many opportunities that are going to present themselves over this next, let's say it's July, over this, what is that, 20 months? Yeah, over this next 21 months, the amount of opportunities that are going to present themselves are really going to be remarkable. Similar to what happened back here. So you got to stay plugged in. You got to stay with it. You got to stay consistent. You got to develop a plan. And that's where I'm going to wrap this call up, guys. I'm going to give you actionable information that you can actually do. Oh, I forgot completely last before I do that. Ethereum. We didn't even talk about Ethereum today. Similar price targets. You can do the technical analysis. We can get all the way down to here. It's not what we're here for today. We could totally get it even all the way down into here. I mean, geez, Ethereum at under $200. ETH 2.0 coming out. We'll talk more about that in a couple of weeks. This is more of the first intro session to this whole big term, how to take advantage of the bear market. So over the next 24 months, guys, next 21 months, you have so much opportunity. But here's the thing. The only people that are going to actually be able to take advantage of this opportunity are people with cash flow. Cash is king in a recession. Okay, cool. Market's at the bottom. But most people, unfortunately, are going to be stuck in a position where they don't have any money. They don't have any income. They don't have disposable income to invest. Right? And so what I'm doing right now, guys, I'm working my ass off, taking side jobs, building business, finding different ways to earn income, trading Forex accounts. I mean, the opportunities we have in this company, the opportunities that are involved in iMarkets Live and oh my gosh, I Am Academy, right? To build this business, to educate people on this, to create cash flow. I mean, dude, you if you really see it like I see it, you do what I do, because this is that chance. But you gotta have money, you gotta have ammo to be ready to unload on this market when it gets down here. So cash flow is king right now. I don't care what situation you guys are in. We live in the United States of America. We live in the greatest land of financial opportunity in the world. Get a serving job. Do some labor. Do what you got to do to make that extra money so you can actually take advantage. Because it's going to be long. It's going to be hard, guys. We're going into a recession. People are going to lose their jobs. It's not going to get easier. It's not going to get better anytime soon. Our president is currently in an economic warfare with the entire eastern part of the world. And newsflash, it isn't going well. Gas prices are going to keep going up. There's going to be food shortages. And we can get into this in more episodes on the future. Like, I'm going to be here every 2 weeks, you guys, keeping you updated, what I'm looking at, what I'm doing, the opportunities, what we can do, certain projects. We're going to be looking for those next blue chips, those next gems. But my point and my message today, guys, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. They're trying to manipulate you. Understand the basics. This market is the future. Cryptocurrency is the future of everything. We have countries adopting cryptocurrency. We have major institutions adopting cryptocurrency. All the banks are creating cryptocurrency firms. US is going to release regulation on this very soon. At one point, though, right? It's kind of coincidental when all this stuff is going to happen that we're going to be at lows, right? But guys, don't be afraid. Understanding the opportunity here is tremendous, and get your ass to work. Make extra money. Limit your spending. Don't be spending money on things you don't need right now. This is not the time. When the market goes like this again, that will be the time for that. There's a time and the place. But right now, now's the time to hit your ass to the grindstone. Develop extra cash flow. Save money. Prepare yourselves. You guys, you have to have a plan. You can't just sit here and watch one call with me and think, okay, I know Bitcoin's going to $10,000. I'm going to be ready. No, you won't. Not unless you create a plan and actually take action on it. So how much money are you going to save? How frequently are you going to save it? At what price point are you going to buy it? How much are you going to buy it? How frequently are you going to buy it? Dollar cost averaging in this market is your best friend, but you better have that plan. You better have capital prepared. And God forbid, if you don't have a budget, get a damn budget, yo. Too many people in this space be talking about financial literacy, financial freedom, trading, Bitcoin, crypto, and they freaking don't even have a budget. They don't even know how much money is coming in and how much money is going out. This is the time to get real with yourself, guys. Get real with your plan. Develop that plan. Create that system. And again, I'm going to be here every 2 weeks to help you do that. That's my goal, is to help as many people as possible take advantage of the tremendous opportunities that are coming, right? Because it's going to be rough. It's going to be tough. I'm not going to lie. But if you stick your head to the grindstone, right, you sacrifice a bit for a couple years here, you set that cash aside, you stack it, you're ready, life will be really good. Life will be really, really good. Life will be really, really good in a few years. Trust me, guys. Trust me. I've been through the cycle. I wish I would have took more advantage of this cycle. I wish I would have sold more up here. All transparency, guys. I'm not perfect, right? I've made mistakes. That's what I'm here to do. I'm here to share the lessons, the mistakes, the things I've done, so you don't have to make those same mistakes. And yeah, I mean, for those of you guys who are with me, who know me, right? Some of the DeFi calls that I popped off right here. We ate. We freaking ate. We ate big time in 2021. Like, portfolios were popping, yo. So we will get back to that. It's not quite yet, guys, right? And again, develop your plan, stay consistent, take action, guys, because the opportunities will present themselves. They will, and we'll be here to catch them all. So if anybody has any questions, has been a great time. I'm just making sure I got everything in my notes I wanted to talk to you guys about today. I'll be uploading this to my YouTube. If you don't know me on, if you don't follow me on YouTube yet, please do. Subscribe. I'll be dropping hella value, lots of content. I have a lot of content I've dropped before on my YouTube, including if you want more technicals, more fundamentals. I'm really great at fundamentals, not as much the technicals. I mean, I do technicals. I'm not saying I'm bad. I'm saying if you want fundamentals, like what is the basics of the whole market, how to capitalize in crypto, what's Bitcoin, mining, all of that, Ethereum, how that all works, different asset classes, guys. I have so much information here on my YouTube. I have even different podcasts from your favorite influencers talking about crypto market. Look up for more of those coming. So this class, this recording will be put on there. And again, if you have any, if you back tested the World Cup times, I mean, the World Cup happens every 4 years, but it's not coincided with the halving. I mean, the halving is really your major indication of when this market's going to go up and down. But yeah, guys, again, don't be a victim. I just put that in my notes. I just read that. Don't be a victim. Don't be a victim to the world. Don't be a victim to circumstances, guys, because you always have a choice. You know, there's people that shit happens to them, and there's people that see things that happen to them as things that happen for them. They take advantage of them, right? A lot of people, unfortunately, will take this next 2 years, this depression, these tough economic times we're going to go into, and they'll say that's the reason why they can't make it. That's the reason why the world is rigged against them, right? But the people who see this as the opportunity for them to maybe make some sacrifices, to do things differently, to create a plan, those will be the people that win. That's how the world works, right? So don't allow yourself to get victimized by the current events of things that are happening. Because I'm telling you, it might get a little crazier, it might get a little worse. But the people who have that right perspective and see this as an opportunity, those are the people that will be blessed beyond their wildest dreams. And guys, man, when crypto does start going popping off again, whew, if you've been there before, you know. If you know, you know, guys. It's lit. It's insane. It's insane. When you know, in this technology, guys, we're at such an infancy point in this technology. Man, if I haven't given you enough information yet, then yeah, go to my YouTube, guys. Follow me there. Follow me on Instagram at The Crypto Savage. DM me on Discord, on Telegram. If you guys need anything, we'll be here every 2 weeks. Again, I appreciate it. Grateful for all of you guys who are here live. And if you're watching the recording, I'm grateful for you as well. I'll see you guys in 2 weeks. July 15th will be the next call, 4 p.m. Central. I'll see you guys then. Appreciate y'all. Buy Bitcoin, short the banks. Peace, guys.